The next subtopic that is going to be discussed under human physiology is the transport system. So this area, we are able to let our students know the totality of what is needed to be learned in this area if we are able to touch or if we are able to discuss the components of the transport system. So what I do is that I usually give an organizational structure. Okay, so first, of course, we need to include the importance of transport system. We have to indicate to our students that the reason why there's a start transfer system because there are certain substances that is needed by the cells or needed by most of our cells that is only going to be transported through the transport system, and that is the blood. So, yeah. So here, so we have to include the organizational chart, okay, of the transport system. So let's just say we have the transport system here. It's subdivided into 3 areas. We have the blood, we have the blood vessels, and then we have the heart. So each component, we have to tell our students that each component is very essential for the transport system to work effectively. So, so right after explaining what is the importance of each component in the transport system, then we can now start teaching or dealing with the structures, okay, the more detailed structures under transport system. Okay, so just like in the previous subtopic in digestion, students need to draw the digestive system. This time they are required to draw the heart, and they need to label it as well. So they need to have, they need to familiarize themselves with the diagram of the heart, especially whenever it is in cross section. Okay, so they should be able to identify the chambers, the valves that are inside the heart, the blood vessels that is supplying blood to it. Okay, so all of those things. So structures of. Okay, so we have the labeling the parts. So we also need to include the coronary arteries because it's one of the important areas that is being discussed in transport system, wherein coronary artery is very important because it is the one that is responsible for supplying oxygenated blood towards the heart muscles. Since the heart needs oxygen for it to pump blood, and then therefore the only way they're able to receive blood, oxygenated blood in that sense, is through the coronary arteries. So if in case that the coronary arteries are blocked, then there surgery that is going to be done, such as like heart bypass. So only small things that we can add towards how the health of a person or how a health of a human is actually being affected if one of the parts is going to be faulty. Okay, so apart from that, okay, so apart from learning the structures and the labeling the parts, we have to include so the cardiac cycle. The cardiac cycle are basically the sequence of events in a heartbeat. So this area, okay, we have to indicate specifically what is happening to each chamber and what will happen towards the blood. Okay, so events indicate the events that is occurring in the chambers. Okay. In the valves that is present in the heart, and what will happen, of course, towards the blood. Okay. If the student has a background of chemistry, we can also we can also tell them the relationship between pressure and volume, because pressure and volume is indirectly proportional to each other, which can be used under this topic, okay, under this cardiac cycle. Because in the cardiac cycle, whenever the blood is going to be pumped to a different chamber, there is a difference in the volume and pressure. So in that sense, we can actually relate what they're learning in chemistry. So, okay, last but not the least, okay, the things that is needed to be discussed under transport system is the control of the heartbeat. Okay, so actually this area, this has something to do with the nervous system, because although the mechanism of the heartbeat is myogenic, meaning the heart or the heart muscles is capable of contracting on its own, but the stimulation itself is actually coming from a nerve. So it is with relation to the nervous system. So control of heartbeat. So basically these are the things that is needed to be learned on the core part of human physiology. Later on, there is actually a part in the option topic, in option H, further human physiology, wherein students need to learn more in detail about the transport system. So for both SL and HL students, they need to learn all of this as of now.